Good afternoon. Myself Ram Naik. I am from mining department. Today we will discuss on surveying and next we will discuss about chain surveying. Different methods of surveying also we will discuss. So first of all we will start about surveying. Surveying, it is the way of determining the relative positions, the points which are on the surface of the earth and underground. We have to determine the relative positions of points which are there on the surface of the earth and underground. We will determine some relative positions. With a relation we will determine. That is known as surveying. There are two categories of surveying. One is geodetic surveying, or known as trigonometrical surveying. The other one is known as plane surveying. In geodetic surveying, we take curvature of earth into consideration as it covers large areas. In plane surveying, it covers small areas, so curvature of earth is not taken into consideration. Okay. There are two fundamental principles of surveying. The first principle is, first we have to consider the whole area, then we have to divide the whole area into small parts. That is, first we have to work from whole to the part. It is the first principle. The second principle is, if there are two positions, well-known positions, to determine the third position, we have to take at least two measurements. Those two measurements can be linear or angular. We can take as per our convenience. Okay. We will, as I told you, this is the first principle, that we have to work always from whole to the part. First, we have to consider the whole by main stations and main survey lines. Then we have to divide the whole area into number of triangles. That is well-conditioned triangle. Well, what is well-conditioned triangle? Well-conditioned triangle is that it should have minimum 30-degree angle and maximum 120-degree angle. Okay. See here, you can see a figure that the whole area is divided into number of triangles. First of all, it is very essential to consider the whole area with main stations, and main stations we have to determine with greater accuracy so that the errors should be minimized. Okay. When we divide into number of triangles, we can go with less precision because the errors will be minimum. Okay, now, and the principle of this first principle is that if there are errors, we can localize the errors. First of all, we can minimize the errors. Occurs of errors we can minimize. If errors also occurred, we can minimize to that particular area only, so that it will not go to the other area and the total work will not be disturbed because of that error. Okay, we can minimize the error and we can localize the error also. The second principle is that we have to locate the third station with two particular known stations by two measurements, that is maybe linear measurement or maybe angular measurement. So in this example I have shown you that A and B are the two well-known points. We have to determine the third point. First is first A, as I will explain you in the graph. See, there A and B are the two well-known points. We can determine the C point C by two linear measurements taking from B, D1 is the distance and A, D2 is the distance. We can determine the point C. In condition B, in case of B, we can take an angular measurement, that is a perpendicular, and we can draw a line that is up to a distance of D2, and we can determine the point C. In the C case, third case, we can determine the point C from the well-known points A and B from taking angular measurement and linear measurement from the well-known point B. In the next case, that is the D case, we can take two angular measurements, one from A and one from B, and we can draw the third point C. In case of E case, last case, case E, we can take the point C from taking angular measurement from B and linear measurement from D. So we can take, as per our convenience, we can take angular measurement from the same sides or the different sides also. Next is representative factor. What is representative factor? Once we draw a graph, we have to represent the whole survey area on the field into a small graph. So we have to take the representative factor. It is nothing but you take a scale on a graph, right? The same thing here. In surveying, we take representative factor. Representative factor, it is denoted by RF. What is the formula of RF? It is the ratio of map distance by ground distance. Here I will show you a small example. We can solve a problem here. That is, it is given that ground distance is 100 meter and the map distance which is on the drawing is 100 centimeter. So as I told you, representative factor is the ground distance by map distance by ground distance. So map distance, it is given 100 centimeter. Ground distance is 100 meter. So we have to convert it meter to centimeter. So we will get 1 by 1000. Representative factor will be 1:1000. Next, with this we have completed the introduction with surveying. Next we will go with a different type of surveying. One of that is chain surveying. There are different instruments used in surveying. The first one is chains, tapes, arrows, ranging rods or offset rods, pegs, plumb bobs. Next, types of chains. There are 4 different types of chains. One is metric chains, Golter's chains. It is always known as surveyor's chain also. Engineer's chain and revenue chain. In metric chain, they are available in 2 different lengths, 20 meter and 30 meter. Thank you.